how to incorporate retinol in your skincare routine.
Right. So as we were saying, retinol is unstable. It's also why you hear a lot about encapsulation or retinol alternatives.
Look forward to some very fun episodes coming up.
Fair. Yes. So we just want to remind everyone, this is why decoding claims, clinical testing, and also checking for ingredients is really important here. Those will give you the best sense of, first of all, are you using the right amount of retinol? What other retinoids might be in your formula, because we are seeing a lot of retinoid blends coming in now. And the other thing is just looking at clinical testing to give you an idea of, are you actually targeting the skin concerns you want? If you're looking at it for pigmentation versus fine lines and wrinkles, any of those aspects, just hopefully there is some sort of testing to give you some guidance.
Yeah, we do put a lot of weight on people who have tested the retinol product specifically. We ourselves put double play through a clinical test for this reason, because what it boils down to is there is a lot of different ways to slice this, to crack this retinol formulation journey. And like we mentioned, because retinol does fall into that cosmetic, practically unregulated category. So it's harder to tell the quality of the formula completely without a clinical test.
Yeah, exactly. So in terms of the formula, they usually come in cream form. Same thing as the other retinoids we reviewed. We typically recommend using it after your watery serum steps. A soothing serum is very helpful here. And I think I did want to mention what we've noticed is there are a lot of retinol formulas out there that seem like they could function as a moisturizer, but it's hit or miss whether or not they could actually function as a moisturizer. So you can also decode that IL again, just to give a general sense of are you getting your humectants, your occlusive emollients, just to see if it truly can function as and save you kind of that moisturizer step.
Yeah, and it could absolutely depend on your skin type as well. I have dry skin and a really hard time with skin retinization, so I definitely can't skip on my regular moisturizer, even though it feels a little bit almost too creamy after we layer everything together. And I definitely still use a balm on places that I know will shed like a mofo.
Yeah, exactly. And I think the other thing we just want to remind everyone of is, yes, we did do a tretinoin episode talking about how great it is. And there's a lot of people out there that do feel tretinoin FOMO. We want to remind everyone there has been a study done that's looked at even a 1-to-1 direct comparison of 0.1% tretinoin versus 0.1% retinol. And in terms of that results, while tretinoin did perform better, they did look at the mechanism of retinol and found that it performed in a similar manner. So don't feel like you have to use tretinoin. You can still tackle those same skin concerns with retinol. Yeah,
and I think the plus side of retinol being in that less regulated category is that it's more easily accessible.
Yeah.
You don't have to go through a prescription process. Formulas comes in a wider price range difference, and it comes with a different type of supporting cast that you can choose from that suits your own needs.
Totally.
And I will say that just as a reminder, you will hear about retinol being generally considered as about 10 to 20x less potent than tretinoin. So even though this one looks at 0.1 to 0.1, typically we would consider a 0.1 retinol more on par with, say, a 0.01 tretinoin in terms of efficacy you can expect.
Yeah,
and
that's a great point.
Yeah, and you can check out our 2023 episode on retinol for those studies.
Yeah, and finally, I guess you're going to have to hear it for a third time. Use your sunscreen. But all in all, hopefully that gives you a really short and sweet review of retinol and how to use it, and why it's different and in some way are very different than AHAs.
Oh, and also I guess we should mention this in this routine guide part. It can go into your routine day and night.
Oh yeah,
but you don't have to. There are a lot of clinical studies that only use retinol once a day, and you will still get that efficacy.
Yeah.
Yes, you can use it twice a day, but if your skin is tolerant, go for it for that extra punch. But if you want to take retinization nice and slow and only use it once a day at night, that's kind of our recommended way to go about it, especially if you have more sensitive or retinol sensitive skin.
Totally. And actually in a lot of clinicals, they're only using it once a day. Yeah. So that's it.